This is a HeadGum podcast.
This week on the program, get in your CGI plane and commit a terrorist attack on Belarus with us because we're talking the Expendables 2. I'm Andrew Jupin.
Eric Siska, too.
Chris Cabot. And we hate movies. Welcome to We Hate Movies. Thank you for tuning in. As always, that's right. We are here talking Expendables 2 from 2012, directed by Simon West. You know him best as the guy who directed the Rick Astley Never Gonna Give You Up,
which was amazing.
Yes.
And then he did Con Air. My Lord, this man is after my own heart.
Golden Wings. I mean, he started out so strong. Rick Astley, Budweiser frog commercial.
Yeah.
Come on. And then Con Air. Con Air's your debut, baby. Come on.
I mean, that's a fucking feature debut right there, folks.
It's awesome.
And then, you know, things like General's Daughter and Lara Croft Tomb Raider, previous episode.
Con Air, also previous episode.
Yeah.
We'll have
that's
to
right.
circle back and pick up the General's Daughters.
we would have done that already, except for it is so fucking boring. Like the entire episode would just be us sleeping.
Which is fine.
It's
a
also
lot of
fine.
people have reached out to me personally saying, I go to sleep listening to the show. Can you guys be less loud and energetic?
Look,
Which would be a great episode for them.
The podcast industry has been waiting for the equivalent of Andy Warhol's sleep for forever. So let's just do it.
You
finally.
took the words out of my mouth, Chris. This is a very Warholian idea you have here. Just us sleeping through a movie and releasing it. I've never seen it. I totally believe you.
Oh, sleep?
No, fucking General's Daughter.
Okay,
Yeah.
I also am very pro sleep. I like sleep.
You know what? I rewatched Andy Warhol's Empire recently.
Really?
Yeah, because I mean, I did it exactly how he intended, or how Dennis Hopper interpreted his decision. You put it on, you get drunk, and eventually you go, "Whoa, it's night! Now the thing lit up."
Oh yeah.
It's exciting.
When the building is lit up like that in that movie, it's a fucking like monumental moment.
I think it's on full on YouTube if anyone wants to check out Andy Warhol's Empire or Sleep.
I mean, and also that is a pure hangover movie. It's a great movie to have in the background.
Yep.
You
Absolutely.
don't have to pay attention to it. It's not big on plot.
And you do back to back little double feature going on. You get Empire and then switch it right over to Blowjob.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then you end, and then after Blowjob, you do Andy Warhol's Sleep.
Then you finally get to sleep.
And there you go. That is 24 full hours of programming for you.
All right, I'm just gonna hit play right here.
Coming soon to theaters.
Hey, it's the VHS preview game.
Oh yeah.
America's #1, whatever Steve says.
Okay, Eric. It's a movie.
Okay.
It involves a Bigfoot named Harry.
Oh, I got it. Harry and the Hendersons.
That's
Nice.
20 points right there.
Boom,
That's
20
awesome.
points.
20 points
That's
on top.
great.
There we go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that. We
Not bad.
Boosted you right up.
That's right.
Andrew?
Yes.
Okay, so this is a previous episode. It involves a cop named Cobra. Go.
Oh shit. Cobra?
That's 58 points.
Look at that.
58
Look at
points.
that.
Oh, we
There we
didn't.
go.
You okay, do one more, but no, I should do one. I should ask you one. Here we
Sure.
go. J Master's Clue. Okay. Well, I won't do it as hard as Steve does. Okay, it's about guys working as clerks at a store.
Okay, that's got to be Clerks.
Boom! Fucking 10 points.
Thank you. Thank you. You're so generous.
I need the gas in my tank, not you.
Thank you, America. That's been
right.
the VHS preview game. Goodbye, everybody.
That's right. That's what you get, Steve, for taking a week off.
And this counts. I want our official scorekeepers to mark this down.
Sure.
So we are talking the Expendables 2. Now, previous episode of the Expendables,
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't tell you a thing that happens in that movie or the episode other than Steve Austin, fantastic death, and Lundgren crooked, and then they save him at the end.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is a kind of a bit of bullshit. The first movie is bogged down with like them trying to actually think about these people as real,
Right.
which is distracting and wrong.
Well, yeah, and I remember their specific. The villain is like a South American general, like dictator type. Who,
Sure.
And like I was able to believe the movie, but then they suggest that guy was not put there by the CIA, and I'm just like, you stop that right there.
Chris Gavin's not going to
No,
sanction that buffoonery.
Absolutely, that's stupid. Get out of here with that nonsense.
But this opens up decent-ish cold open here, I have to say.
yes.
Some crazy fucking wild adventure where the Expendables are coming in to some place.
I think it's supposed to be Nepal.
Yes, that's right. It is
Yes.
And
Nepal. Thank you.
they're driving somehow, folks. They got this whole Mad Max convoy. They're driving into this facility with.
Oh,
Mad
yeah.
Max convoy with the like most lame ass. I'm still in high school. Fucking like bad attitude.
Yes,
you're invading Nepal.
The
No,
name-
maybe it doesn't matter. Your attitude.
No, his truck is bad attitude.
Cool guy. Just
Yeah,
fucking-
totally. It's just a pussy wagon. I mean, it's just so like the time spent on the vehicle customization
Yeah.
for these things that you were just leaving in fiery
the thing
wrecks
is,
after the raid.
I will give them 2. You know, you can have bad attitude coming soon, which is the
That's good.
plow.
That's a good.
Oh,
one.
the
And
knock
then
knock
knock
bar.
knock.
Yeah.
Just do 2. You can't do 3 of these things. You can have a fucking truck with 3 names on it.
Bad attitude just underlines my belief that this is like guys. This is an action movie for guys who genuinely, take a minute and consider buying the Time Life Best of the 60s CD pack. They they don't do it necessarily, but they
Yeah.
consider it because some of the songs, I remember that one. I really like that one.
But when that
Yep.
Time Life commercial for that comes on in place of your beloved Spike TV Movie Awards, RIPD,
yes,
you have to buy it.
I guess you do. CCR is just so hard to find otherwise.
Well, it's funny that you're saying that about the Time Life thing because did you guys watch this with the subtitles on?
I did because a lot of people in these movies, you know
A
know
lot
what
of
they're saying.
mumblers
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
stumblers there,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of like whenever they're driving and like a song kicks in, it's just 60s music. It's either 60s music or in some cases where it's like who could possibly be playing this music? It'll say blues music playing. So it's either 60s music or blues music.
I'm glad they got both kinds of music in this.
They should have done the full Inagata Davida if so. If they're
Oh,
going to do
totally.
shit like this, do a whole 12-minute fight sequence to Inagata Davida.
That would be awesome. That would be, I was about to say that would be something in this movie, but I will argue this movie's got some pretty cool set pieces, but unfortunately, it's kind of only set pieces.
Yes.
Yes, there's not really much to it, and I feel like the first movie you try to get into the life of the Expendables. You get Lee Christmases,
Yeah.
Jason Statham, him and his girlfriend problems. You get a lot more of the what these guys' lives are,
Yep.
which you really don't need.
No.
In fact, it just makes it so much worse.
Barney Ross is like, I don't need to know anything about Sylvester Stallone's character. It's Sylvester Stallone. Come on, everybody. The only person in the first one that makes that work is Mickey Rourke. And that's because he's barely in the movie otherwise.
Well, that's why, I think it's fine if in every Expendables movie, you get one.
sure.
And in this movie, it's Liam Hemsworth. He's the dead meat. He's the I guess spoiler alert, he gets fucking got in this movie, but in a really awesome way. But he's the one, I got this fucking nurse, betrothed in France, this, that, and the other thing.
This fucking World War I story.
Totally.
Just-
Yeah. My dearest, I never thought I'd get out of no man's land.
To
but
the
here we
point of
are.
which he's like, deliver this letter for me.
Yeah, deliver that letter, real old school shit. But that's all you get. I
Yeah.
don't want to hear this shit about Statham and fucking
Yeah.
what's her face from Angel.
Charisma Carpenter.
Yes, thank you.
She's only thankfully, she's only in this for 2 scenes max.
Yeah.
That really helps because you know what? In general, Jason Statham, romance, forget about it. Yep. How about that? Maybe just forget about
That's
it.
just a hard pass.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just a hard pass.
He doesn't know how to sell that part of himself.
Could you
Kicking
see-
ass and transporting people, he absolutely can sell that.
I could see him one day do well. Maybe he's aging out of it now. But the thing is, with action movies, Liam Neeson set the standard that you never have to stop.
Yeah.
But I could have seen him doing like a Gerard Butler bounty hunter type of rom-com.
Sure. Oh, he's very funny. He can do funny.
He's funny in Spy.
Spy's very funny.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But this whole romance thing, whenever you get him, same thing with Neeson. Like, they showing the wife all the time. I'm like, I don't believe it.
No.
Like, I just don't.
I know it's like it's a frowned upon trope, but like if Liam Neeson's in a movie, that wife better be dead.
Yeah.
Like what?
Just like real life.
Oh man! Oh man!
I'm sorry, everyone. Steve's not here to say really.
Really,
I
Eric?
wish he was.
Really?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What's a bit of bullshit about this movie? In this cold open, you get a lot of Jet Li kicking ass, which is awesome.
Very
Yes.
nice.
And then
Love
he
him.
literally jumps out of the movie, never to be seen. again.
Smart
Jumps
move.
out of the movie, and then we get. Well, I mean, I guess we'll get there, but
Yeah.
there's a racist joke when he jumps out of the movie.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of tiptoeing in this movie. We get two hard R drops.
Oh, do we?
I thought
There's at least one from
at least
Randy
one.
Couture.
I thought that was me yelling at the movie.
Really?
Oh, I'm sorry. So, I mean, the mission here is they're trying to find it's like a billionaire, like a Chinese billionaire that is held hostage in Nepal. So,
Yep.
So I mean, we're definitely trying to get a Chinese release on this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Those fucking Nepalese sons of bitches. Don't get me started on Tibet.
I mean, probably.
Right?
Yeah.
Like why? I mean,
Why?
it
Yeah.
feels very strategic. I don't know. But you have Jet Li going around. He is fighting dudes. It's pretty fucking badass. And then
Yes.
like, eventually they get to the hostage and we pull this bag and it's beloved Expendables character Trench played by Arnold Schwarzenegger under the
Yeah.
bag.
Oh, weird. Who
Who
was torturing him? Everybody's smaller than him. I mean, I
don't get
Well,
it.
you know, small things can hurt, you know?
I guess
you,
so.
Like you step on a tack.
But I feel like he literally stands up and breaks the ropes. Like,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he's a muscle man.
Well, yeah, no, it's totally crazy, right? Like there's a dude we see in this movie literally like slapping Arnold in the face with a huge knife. Like before you know it's Arnold, he's like just fucking dick slapping this dude in the face with this huge knife. And then when you realize it's Arnold, it's like, well, why would anybody choose to do that against Arnold? Like I'm sure
Yeah.
somebody would be fucking pissed off.
Don't you know who that is? He always wins.
It's Trench. Everybody loves and knows Trench.
Everybody-
Okay,
Come on.
everybody.
It's Trench.
The
We
fucking
love
names
Trench.
in this movie,
So
man.
stupid.
Christmas, Trench,
You gotta
Church is the Bruce Willis character.
take a second to say these are all just fake names, right?
Well,
I
that's
think the first movie might have done that.
well, because they mix it up. It would have been good if they did make the point like a code named Trench or code named Church.
Sure.
But like Lee Christmas, his stupid last name is actually Christmas.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty
yeah.
dumb.
And like Barney Ross is like, I mean, he sounds like he owns
Do
a
you
deli,
think
but
he's descended from like the first guy that did Christmas?
Ooh,
Like, hey, what are you doing with that tree, you fucking weirdo? It's Christmas. That's just Christmas.
Yeah,
And
look
then
look at Christmas out here with his
Yeah.
Christmas tree.
And then eventually, like the keeping up with the Joneses type of attitude, someone, I guess we'll have a little Christmas over here if you don't mind.
Well, that's why he's already got money because of course his great grandfather Horvat Christmas
Yeah.
owns the patent on Christmas.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
And, like,
Also benefited from elvish slavery.
of course, as they all do back then. I mean, it was just normal back
It
then.
was normal back then, but I think it's wrong.
It is bad.
It's the only greedier copyright than the Happy Birthday song. Glad those two old ghouls finally aren't getting any more money.
Oh, they just haunted the Hallmark Corporation for like years, being like, yeah, every card that says Christmas, we get a little taste.
Those
fucked
are
up.
probably like the most evil, vicious demons we have. Like when you read about ancient Samaria and the Kandarian demons and
Sure.
stuff.
Oh yeah,
This is our equivalent.
absolutely.
It's the modern version.
So we like zip line to get away from everybody here, and it's cool like shooting on the zip line and whatnot. But then, Statham and Stallone fall off and get surrounded by all these dudes. And man, like, it's fine because it's what this movie is doing, but it's also just not good. Like Statham's whole line of like, you order room service. And I'm like, I get it. We're trying to do snappy shit. Bruce Willis is in this movie. You fucking wish you could be as snappy as he is.
The snappy fucking shit, not to back up too much, but when we discover Arnold, he's just like, I need the big gun, yours. And he gets Terry Crews's gun.
Oh, yes.
And Terry Crews says, if I don't get this back, your ass is terminated.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that in this movie. And I recall when I saw this in theaters being like, I think this is a pretty fun, like mindless action movie, but that fucking meta shit falls
too much.
Flat as fuck.
You have to be reminded to not take this seriously.
Right.
Sylvester Stallone and his gaggle of gun boys.
But you could do junks. I mean, you could do jokes.
Do junks if you want to.
This movie's junk. I think that's why I jumped to that.
Have
But
a
you
sense
could
of humor.
The thing is, like, you're quoting jokes from your more successful movies, basically. Like,
Yep.
I'll Be Back is a joke, and
yeah.
you know, all that shit.
That big exchange with Arnold and Bruce Willis, I remember at the time yelling in the theater. I was just so like, you've got to be kidding me.
If you're going to be jerking each other off like that so much, do it for real. Give the audience what they want, fellas.
Make new jokes. Make new junks.
New
Make
jerk offs too.
How about making an iconic line from the Expendables? You know what I mean?
What are you talking?
I know it's not going to happen. It didn't.
but you're totally, I mean, think about that though. Like, where is that today
Yeah.
in like action cinema? You don't really have it. And it's kind of because we've just been propping up these fucking old dudes and not really nurturing like that next generation of actors. I know there's a lot of like younger dudes doing action that's very popular and whatever, but like, it's not on a scale like these guys were in their prime. And I'm sorry, like, quote me a fucking line from a Dwayne Johnson movie.
Well, because they don't make money anymore. Like these used to be fucking like just plug them in, spend 12 mil, put 1 million of it to the star. Everything else costs 10 million tops.
But you know what?
Right.
It's like a lack of trying is what also is the problem. Give money. Scott Adkins is in this movie briefly, and I know he's now.
A lot of people
older.
like that Scott Adkins, right?
Ninja 2 is pretty cool.
Avengement, pretty good.
Avengement.
He's in Hard Target 2 as well. I did not see. I can rep Ninja 2. I haven't seen much of his other work, but like, dude, just fucking put a budget under this guy and try it.
And also blood. It has to be a bloody movie.
Yep.
Things have to go explodey and like shoot things.
This movie gets there.
That does get there. A little too much of the digital.
Yes, a lot too much digital blood. There's a lot of digital blood.
That does irk me. It just doesn't look right. Like it. I guess everybody was so into video games for so long that like they just got used to video game like gunfire and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like it still takes me out of it to this day.
Yeah, and this movie's trying to be, and this whole franchise is trying to be like as maximalist as it possibly can with all that shit. So I guess just budgetarily, you just have to go digital with things, but also scale it back and make a fucking awesome action movie that you don't need 32,000 people to die, which I think they do. I think 32,000 people die in this movie, and I like it. But you know what? You can make 30 guys die really well versus 32,000 dying shittily.
I think IMDb's trivia count is something like 480 some odd people die in this movie. Like,
it's insane.
Yeah, it's a huge whatever. Like, Commando's got a huge body count, but there's like other stuff going on in that movie that's memorable and whatever.
Well, in this one, like I guess they did do this in the 80s a lot, but in this one more than other, like death is kind of a punchline,
right?
Like when they get the drop on the sangs, like them like hello,
yes.
So there is about the
That's
death
it.
of about 50 people is essentially just a
Yeah.
punchline.
The punchline is an actual punch.
So the violence doesn't hit. It's just like it's just they're all
there.
dead.
Right. So just when you think they're cooked, all these dudes get murdered, and it's because Liam Hemsworth is up on a mountaintop sniping people. He's Billy the Kid.
Now, what is his career really? He was in
He's in them Hunger Games pictures.
and
That was
in,
his big thing.
he was in Miley Cyrus for a certain period of time.
I do believe so.
Really?
According to the reports, he was indeed.
He was indeed the human wrecking ball there, dude.
Right.
I mean,
he's probably got 2 balls though now, right?
What, 2?
Do you think he's got? Do you think Liam Hemsworth has 1 or 2 testicles? Is what I'm asking.
I'm guessing 2.
Well, it's like a Hemsworth, though. You're like a hyper-powered Australian. That's maybe 3.
That's
It could
true,
be.
right?
Yeah, like extra ball power. you
Right,
know?
and then the 4th one on the Adam's apple.
Yeah. So like when you get a double yolk in an egg, it's really just a wonderful thing.
Oh my God.
Because it's watching this just reminded me about him. Like he kind of fell by the wayside.
Well, because a little for like maybe a moment there was a possibility that Liam Hemsworth could be as big as Chris Hemsworth.
Sure.
And
Right.
that just went the fuck away.
Well, you know what happened there? It's because it turned out them Hunger Games movies turned out to be terrible.
And they took forever to
Was
come
he
out.
was he the fella in Cabin in the Woods? Was he one of them?
That's
No,
Chris
that's
Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth was doing all the good stuff.
The one thing I thought I liked you from.
No, when you think about non-Thor shit and a
Yeah.
Hemsworth being involved, like 9 times out of 10, you're going to be like, oh, was Liam Hemsworth in Black Hat? Nope, that's Chris Hemsworth.
Right.
I'm
right.
not sure
I love
if-
Black Hat. Also, I like his brother, the guy who looks like a blockhead from Gumby.
Gumby.
He's in Westworld.
Westworld. That like
Yeah.
I
He's my
honestly
second favorite, I think.
Yeah, that's the thing is I think he might even be better than Liam. I don't know
Yeah.
if I like a Liam Hemsworth movie.
No.
I get big Hayden Christensen as Anakin Skywalker
Right.
vibes when this guy talks. He's got a lot of fucking speechifying in parts of this movie, and I'm like, I don't know, man.
I mean, I watch him and I'm just like, this is not a good sign. I'm like, God, you should be a little bit more like Chris Hemsworth. You
This
should
is
be
like-
just a
hold
little
on.
bit more like
This is-
that.
This is like me going to throughout high school when they're like, "Why can't you be like your older brother?
Oh man.
Why can't you be like your older brother?"
Was he a real swinging dick back then?
Well, he got good grades.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his future was so bright he had to wear shades. And me,
Excellent.
they were like, "Put your head on your desk."
So whatever. We shoot out a huge bridge because this old ass plane, the Expendables mobile that we have here, has like a rocket launcher on it.
Out of Santa's belly or whatever. So this is another
Yes.
Christmas element. They
Yeah.
have Santa Claus painted on the front of the plane,
Yeah, it's very funny.
And he kills everybody
and Santa gives them their presents.
and he blows them away. That's what death is, their presence. if
Well,
anybody-
Santa Claus, responsible for a lot of deaths, man. We look at the casualties committed in the
true.
war on Christmas.
Oof, that's
Absolutely.
true. The death toll grows every year.
Think of all those chimneys where he got stuck and his ass just all the smoke goes in the house.
Yep.
They die
Yep.
in their sleep.
Totally.
I mean, you don't
Carbon
know.
monoxide. Yeah.
The main media will not tell you about this. The mass media, they won't tell you about these things
Santa Claus is fixating people all across the world
with his fat ass.
Yeah, that's right. We got some documents here implicating the North Pole in these fart explosions.
Oh, everybody calls him Santa Claus. Do you know, ladies and gentlemen, do you know that his actual name is Saint Nick? Saint Nick. Been faking it all these years, folks.
Saint Nicholas. Now that doesn't sound like Santa Claus at all.
No. Where does it come from? Klaus? Cole? I mean, what's going on here?
We got reports coming in from the North Pole that there's slave labor being used at Santa Claus workshop. There's a big expose happening.
I think we've been clear for many years that we support the elves of the world, and we expect that they should be treated fairly under the law.
But folks, think about it now. Who could finance Santa Claus? Who has enough money? Enough stinking money to buy every kid a present? I mean, it's George Soros.
It's Santy
It's
Soros is what it is.
Oh,
Santy
yep,
Soros.
Yep, you know who's backing Santa Claus? The Jews.
The North Pole is just a yarmulke on the planet.
This is very well documented, folks. Very well documented.
Listen, I know it's a supposed Christian religion, but you got fleeced.
They sneak it in. They sneak it in there on you.
Catch him in bed with an expendable. Is that dude fucking bankrupt yet or what? What
he'll
is taking
never-
so long for that guy to be ruined?
He will never be ruined.
Yeah, publicly you'll never see him ruined. He might privately be.
Because I think society thinks we need him. You know, he's like the Dark Knight at the end of the Dark Knight.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't actually seen him in a while. Like, I mean,
You know, yeah,
He's
none
still
none of these
doing
big
his thing.
things.
Chris used to hang out with him every so
Me and
often.
him, you know,
catch a bowl of chili together.
when he was shooting Waking Life, me and him used to be very close. We talk all the time.
That's the funny thing is you think about that guy. If you're old enough, like he was kind of an interesting figure in the 90s.
In that movie, that scene in that
Yeah.
movie is incredible.
Oh yeah, you can't look away.
It's phenomenal, really, just phenomenal.
And
But
then you look fucking 20 years in the future, like the fuck
less
that guy.
less phenomenal is what's going on in Barney Ross's world.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, we fucking get out of here. The plane gets up over the fucking wall and whatnot. We're out. And so Jet Li's job is to return this Chinese billionaire. And he does so by getting them all set. They're going to jump out the plane and parachute back into China or whatever. And Jet Li's basically like, yeah, guys, don't think I'm going to be hanging around for the rest of the movie. Might try to do a new thing with my life. So bye-bye.
I can star in movies back where I'm from. So, you know, maybe I'll just be doing that.
I think the trivia said that like he was filming something else in Hong Kong, so they just filmed it there, his brief scenes. But when he jumps out of the plane, someone has the line of some real Chinese takeout right there. Right there.
Isn't that Randy Couture? That sounds like a Randy Couture.
It's something for the uncles, man. I will say a funny joke that Jet Li gets off before that, though, is Dolph Lundgren goes up to him. He's like, "Oh yeah, man. Like, what's going on? Who am I gonna make fun of now that you're gonna go?" And Jet Li just goes, "You will find another minority."
All right, man. Cool.
So we cut to the Old Point Bar. This is where the Expendables go to just cut loose when we get back to any town, USA. Do we know where this is supposed to be?
I think in the first
New
movie,
Orleans?
yeah, it was.
Oh,
New
yes, you're
Orleans.
right.
New Orleans.
But wasn't that another case of like, that's just where Mickey Rourke was living, and that's like where the movie got set up?
Oh, also, I mean,
Yeah,
at
I
the
think
time,
so.
the tax incentives at
Oh, right.
New Orleans was
Sure,
absolutely
right,
fantastic.
right.
I mean, Escape Plan is also shot. A
Oh,
lot of it
you're
was
right.
shot in
Yeah, but
New Orleans.
now we're escaping from prisons in Quebec, and we're going to bars in Quebec.
We're gonna build prisons, brother, and they're gonna have to try to escape them.
Oh man, they should have tried. These guys are entrepreneurs.
Entrepreneurs?
Sure.
Entrepreneurial?
They did Planet Hollywood. How about
Right.
Prison Planet or Planet Prison or a Planet Hollywood prison for movie fans that go to jail?
I need you to explain that again.
All right, I think I got it. Wait, hang on. If I may.
Please, you
If
can
I may.
decipher.
Sure.
You are convicted of murdering your wife.
That's right.
Okay.
But at the time of sentencing, you also professed to the court
Mhm.
to indeed be a movie fanatic.
That's right.
Okay.
So the judge takes that into account, and then boom, you are transferred to Planet Hollywood Prison Planet, where it's basically just like a prison, except the cells are decorated like a Planet Hollywood. So you
Yes.
got a bunch of tchotchkes in your
could
cell with you.
look out your fucking little bars and see the glaive from Crawl, Chris.
I'm going to tell you this right now. You're leaving money on the table. What you
How?
have to do is you have to monetize it so that you just pay extra to the judge. It's not on his will. He doesn't get to decide who goes there.
Oh, I see.
You pay extra and you get to go to Planet Prison or Prison Hollywood Planet.
I figured out a way to that. Yes, for sure. But another way to monetize it, you put webcams in there
Oh yeah, everywhere.
so that people
Oh,
can
yeah.
look at the beautiful movie memorabilia or the
Planet
shipping.
Hollywood Prison Planet Plus.
Yes.
I mean, we all know we've all seen We Live in Public. That worked out so well.
Yes.
It worked out so well
Yes.
before. Let's
Yes.
do it again.
By the way, if you haven't seen We Live in Public, great documentary.
Phenomenal movie.
Yes.
Check it out.
about a really weird thing that happened just downtown from here.
Andy Timiner, I think, is the director. Very
Yes.
good.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and it happened 35 years ago.
Yes.
But it's very cool.
Incredible.
Wild shit. Anyway, so we're at the bar. This is where we got a lot of charisma Carpenter, like being with Statham, and Stallone's not having it. And Stallone's throwing out a lot of like, yeah, man, well, she's been cheating on you, man. So you can't trust her as far as you can throw her, little English guy. Ugh.
Really got to underline that, like, they hate most women. Like,
Oh,
if they're not like fighting next to them, or like a village of only women defending children.
A village of only women in Belarus. What are we doing with that screenplay?
Pretty ridiculous. And we mentioned Commando earlier. And I know it's not exactly a good trope. Like Radon Chong is like, you know, sort of a damsel in distress, but she's the eyes and ears of the audience saying this is fucking crazy.
Right.
I could kind of use a character like that.
Yes, the line. I mean, like, I guess Maggie is supposed to be that role,
But she's aside
but she's
from
nothing.
the CIA.
Like, she doesn't do anything. She doesn't have any character.
She tortures someone off screen.
That was fucked up. You cannot show a character open a surgeon's medical case with all sorts of pokey, stabby, cutty things and have this character be like, oh, I'll be able to take it from here. And then you literally don't see a second of what she's doing.
Well, you know, like Hitchcock, you know, he would suggest the violence. She wouldn't just, you know, show you everything. And, you know, cinema should not have moved on since Hitchcock. It should be just the same. We should just not change anything.
You know, like the director stars in the movie. He directed the first movie, Slide.
Oh, that's right.
It was
But,
a
you
joint.
know, the thing is with, farts. I was going somewhere with something.
It doesn't matter. Folks at home,
Yeah.
we've been drinking.
Yes.
It's-
Also, Steve's not here to crack the whip.
Steve's not here to crack the whip. Steve's not here to keep us in line. Steve's not here to tell me maybe don't have that fourth beer.
Don't sniff that off the couch. That's not good.
What we're trying to say, Steve, is we miss you.
Yeah.
Get back safe.
Deeply.
So Liam Hemsworth is like, hey, Sly, I've been trying to talk to you through that whole prologue. Can we please step outside and have a conversation? This is where he lays it out there. He's like, hey, man, thanks for the opportunity. But as my trial period as an expendable is coming to an end.
I've seen and met all of you. I do not want to become this.
Yep. I see how you guys go back to this old town bar after every mission. It is some of the most miserable sack of fucks I've ever seen.
It would be great to have children that don't hate me, that like to talk to me.
Yeah,
that would
totally.
be fantastic if I could
see
end
it
up
any
with that.
point.
This is where we get that weepy Hemsworth story about how he met a nurse in France in World War I.
Oh, yeah. I was
Jesus.
coming across no man's land. I stepped on a mine.
Oh, it was Afghanistan, yeah.
And she
Apparently, supposedly.
and I, you know, we were near a church, and then, you know, a bell went off, and she said, "For whom the bell tolls." And I thought that was just so romantic.
Wow, that is the most beautiful story I've ever heard.
Oh yeah, you should
my
definitely
God.
live forever.
And so Stallone, like any good manager, is like, yeah, man, it's totally fine. You put in your 2 weeks notice. This is all appropriate. Like even Hemsworth is like, well, I plan on finishing out the month. I was like, man, it's not as if you have like an actual schedule
Just
like that.
walk.
Finishing out the month. Come on.
Yeah.
Just leave. You
So-
could have lived.
And Stallone's like, yeah, it's all totally fine, man. Hey, why don't you go back inside and leave me out of here all alone? And so Hemsworth goes in to get a beer, and Stallone fucking Irish goodbyes the whole thing.
Nice.
He peels out on this motorcycle, goes back to the hangar where his shitty plane's hanging out, and who is in the plane waiting for him? Mr. Church, Bruce Willis himself. I gotta say, man, especially in light of like everything that's come out about Bruce's condition and stuff, he's bringing it in this movie. He's bringing it here.
He lights up the screen, honestly. That's the thing, is like, I'm still not immune to some of this stuff. Seeing all these hunks together, I'll be like, oh my
Sure.
God, I can't believe that hunk's next to that hunk.
I mean, it is hilarious when they all stand together at the end of this movie. It
Yep.
is like putting all your action figures
It is. Yep.
together
Yep.
and like the little. It's very close to the same feeling.
It's definitely like these guys like playing in a sandbox.
Yeah,
Just
like-
and then Terminator comes and helps John McClane and Rambo, and they fight at the airport.
And I like that. That's the element of this movie I really like. These and this series I like the most. Like, I was reading the trivia about this where like Jackie Chan turned down a
Yep.
role in this. They were trying to get Travolta and Cage
Yeah.
in this, and I'm like, it's just all the 90s action figures. They're
Yep.
just getting them
Yes.
all together. And I'm like, yeah, if you could actually get them all in, that would be fantastic.
We gotta somehow enable Stallone to make another one. Try again.
He
get
is.
more
He's making
people-
another one.
Really?
He is making another one. I read.
Fourth Expendables movie?
I'm almost certain that this is actually happening right now.
Wow.
Really?
Hopefully, you know.
I'm gonna look this up.
Well, that Michael B. Jordan, man, he decides to go make a Creed 3 and the Rockster ain't getting a call. Better set my shit-eating brother Frank out on Instagram, set him all straight. You see this Frank Stallone freaking out about that?
No, I did not.
Freaking
Disgusting.
out about Creed 3.
Really?
Not having
Why?
it, dude.
Just because Sly's not
The
in it?
Rockster's not in it.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
God.
This is a thing that my brother built, blah, blah, blah. And it's just,
Eat
you
shit.
can fucking feel it's like, hey, Frank, man, what's your Instagram password, man?
Yeah, you just
Maybe,
gotta
yeah.
delete your account real quick. But Liam Neeson could be in Expendables 4.
Well, yeah,
We should address the geezer pleaser
Sure.
genre of action.
the king with that. Well, they did that. They did it early because I think isn't Harrison Ford in the third one?
He certainly
he is, right.
And Kelsey Grammer
Yeah.
wearing a stupid hat. If
Sorry, I
remember.
forgot. Geezer pleaser's also this. It's fucking Chuck Norris is like 71 years old in this
Yep.
movie.
Jesus
Yep.
Christ.
Man, and dude, a case against dyeing your beard right here. Chuck Norris in Expendables 2. Just let it go, man. I
Yeah.
let mine go before 40. A dyed beard is embarrassing.
It's not gonna look good, folks.
I mean, he actually acts like an action figure. It's really phenomenal.
It's like, and Chuck
Plastic.
Norris as G.I. Joe.
He has Lincoln Log, codename Lincoln Log.
Hello, Lego.
So Bruce Willis is like, hey, so if you all in the audience remember the last movie, Sylvester Stallone still stole $5 million from me, and now here's how the payback is going to happen. There's a plane that has gone down. Is it in Belarus? The rest of this movie takes place in Belarus,
Or
right?
Bulgaria?
Oh, is
I
it
know they
Bulgaria?
shot in
Yes.
Bulgaria.
I think some of the subtitles later on said people speaking in Bulgarian.
Yeah.
I don't exactly know where this is. I think like the way.
Oh,
these
actually,
yeah.
I'm sorry. I just found it in my notes. The first stop on this adventure is, you guessed it, Albania.
Oh, of course.
See, that's the thing is like these movies, it's like a Bermuda. The way America views Eastern Europe is it's
Yes.
a Bermuda Triangle. It's like
Yes.
Bulgaria, Ukraine, Albania. That's like, what is going on in here? We don't want to know. Let's just say it's all kind of the same, and they
Yeah.
all talk like Draculas.
The border between Bulgaria and Romania just does not exist. It's
No.
all the poor part of Europe.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, so Bruce Willis is like, hey, so this plane went down. There's a safe that was on this plane. There's very sensitive information in it. The Expendables, your job, which you will definitely accept, or else I will put you in jail for stealing
Not
$5
in
million.
jail. Gitmo.
Oh, Gitmo. Oh, I
Gitmo
missed
course.
that.
mentioned
Yeah.
by name.
We're still juicing it at that point. We don't see the problem in it
Wouldn't
anymore.
it be great just to throw some of these mercenary American fucks in Gitmo?
That'd be awesome.
I mean, now and just like nobody's there and just like leave them. Yeah, that'd be great.
Welcome to Taste of Your Own Medicine Camp.
Just close the door and leave them. They'll be fine.
So, Bruce Willis is like, you don't know who, you don't have to know who hired me, man. Let's just call him the corporation.
Ugh.
It's just this big figurehead or whatever.
Sure.
Okay. So they have to go out and they have to do this fucking mission, and everybody is on board immediately, including, Liam Hemsworth is on this flight. And
Right.
even bigger, Sylvester Stallone has been, how he feels, sidled with a woman
Yes.
co-worker.
Maggie Chan is like, what is this, a woman? Well, that usually when Maggie, it's a woman. Oh no.
Okay, I'm going to do this slowly. I'm a good teacher. This is a gun. You pull trigger, bullet go out.
Meanwhile, divorced DVD dad is like, yeah.
Fuck yeah, you set that woman straight. She's not gonna ride your coattails, goddammit, just like you, Elizabeth. Do you hear that?
They're talking about you, Elizabeth. You're also shit. Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, that is fucking funny.
God. I mean, it's just,
Yeah.
I should also, I mean, I know it's been said before. It really does look like Sylvester Stallone's face has been painted on his face.
This
my
is
God.
him not looking so great. This fucking, may I point out again, dyed black goatee is not helping
That
anybody.
is like painted on by a guy at the boardwalk.
You literally might as well have had a fake one on. Like it looks like you
Seriously.
bought this in a fucking joke store.
It's a bad high school theater production. He looks fucking, and no
He
one
looks
was like,
terrible.
Sly, listen, dude. You know, Silver Fox stuff. Look at Clooney, man. Like, just look. It's totally possible.
No, I'm still young.
Yeah, you just get the Sharpie, man. Just give me that Sharpie. I'll fucking draw
It's
with a
Uncle,
marker on
Uncle
my face.
Leo with the eyebrows. It's this guy.
God.
Yeah, man, demeanor.
This was not done by a Sharpie. It was a ballpoint pen.
This is also where we get the weepy speech by Liam Hemsworth about how he was in this huge 3-hour battle in Afghanistan. And all these guys who are the Expendables gathered around listening like, oh my God, because you know, when I was in Army, it was the Gulf War I and the 80s and nothing fucking happened.
And,
So
and
it's
they've
like,
been
wow.
all awesome. They've all been so cool.
But they're hearing someone with actual combat experience, and they're like, "Whoa, wow!"
You're totally right, dude. And also, I'm kind of surprised that he gets to a point in that monologue where he's basically like, yeah, so I definitely started just thinking, like, what are we doing here? What is the point of all this? This is ridiculous. What are we fighting for? And then I got back and my CO shot the dog that I adopted. Like, it's very sort of like anti-US presence in Afghanistan.
Which is interesting. And I think the first movie also did some like waterboarding is bad type of stuff. But you know, secret wars are good though.
Well, yeah,
Right.
If you're doing 90%, you know, this shit is good. You can get away with 5%, maybe not so much.
But it always has to be from the viewpoint of like, this is rough on the men.
yeah.
Sure.
It's not like tarnishing everything the country stands for, this and the other.
Well, but they are. I mean, they imagine. I don't know if this is true or not, but they imagine for sure that most of their audience are veterans.
right.
Like, and like they're trying to give them like that's the Time Life thing, like having
Right.
Rod Stewart sing "Every Picture Tell a Story," don't it? While they blow some guy's head off, like that is that to them is giving them what they want, and it is. To a degree, I get it because even like the action setups, like I think it's good that they have some creative ideas, like the zip line with the shooting. I guess is kind of funny, but it is like a vigilante camp for like 50 and 60-year-olds
yeah,
who
absolutely.
like what's better than going ziplining with your family, ziplining with your buds while slaughtering people.
I laughed during the zipline sequence because Stallone gets shot twice and all he does is groan.
Yeah.
it's
Ugh.
he sort of starts doing his zookeeper lion roar.
Yeah. He's wearing a vest, folks. Don't worry. Barney Ross is totally okay.
He's not
Absolutely.
screaming from pain and like yelling for his ex-wife.
Nope.
Well, no.
No.
That's you in the audience.
No, that's true.
Elizabeth. So whatever. We take a nice brisk 17-kilometer walk in the jungle. We find the plane that has crashed, and we're looking for this safe here. And it's in a part of the plane where like Terry Crews and Stallone have to like pull the doors open using all their ripped muscles and shit.
It's so fun. Like Terry Crews bringing it, huge muscles, and it's like the other end is Stallone. I think Statham eventually helps, but it's like, really?
He does. It's Stallone and Statham on one
Right.
side and fucking Terry Crews on the other side.
It would be funny if like it's Statham is down and like someone's like, he's out of the frame, right? He's out of frame, right?
Nobody knows that Christmas is helping, right?
It should just be me and Terry Crews equivalent muscles.
I do love the detail when they get to the plane. There's some wolves
Yes, I
like
love
snacking on a
that.
corpse, just a nosh here. And then like Stallone looks further and they're like, oh man, all these guys that got eaten, man, they got like hair in their hands. So they died while these wolves were killing them, man. That's well, that's awful, man.
That's beautiful. I mean, I would love to be a wolf that's just like, you know, day in, day out. You don't think much. You don't think about the internet.
No.
Sure.
You just fucking eat corpses and you go to bed.
No, you know what? That's why I'm very pro this, is because it's not every day that a wolf gets to eat a corpse. So when it does happen, I feel like you got to give it to him. Like, I
Sure.
understand it's your husband or your wife or whatever,
Honestly.
your children, but like, come on,
But
give
see,
it to
that's
him.
the acclaimed corpse, fine. But with all these John and Jane Does, what are we using them for? Drop them in the woods.
Yeah, what we've done fucking terrible things to the wolf population as is.
Yeah.
They've earned it. They've earned a few child faces.
Exactly. Or how
That's
about
very
like if
true.
you're like one of these hunter fellows that likes to shoot wolves out of helicopters?
Yeah.
You know, you just sign a form. When you're dead, you're gonna be fed to wolves, and just accept that.
And you know what? And then you deserve to have an alien take your form and then take over the entire place where you live, along with Kurt Russell and David.
And Keith David, totally.
I've been dying for an alien to take me over. I just fucking run out into fields in the middle of the night waiting for it.
Come on, do it already.
What are you waiting for?
Oh man, it'd be cool.
One
Would
day,
be
Eric.
pretty cool, man. So whatever, they fucking crack this safe.
Yeah.
Maggie gets the thing out that she needs, and okay, here we go. We're gonna go back to the plane and get out of here.
I do want to point out Maggie, the actress who plays Maggie, did star only 2 or 3 years.
Nan Yu?
Yu?
Yeah.
She only 2 or 3 years after this starred in the Chinese equivalent of A Geezer Pleaser, a movie called Wolf Warrior, which made bananas money.
Oh, really?
And it's just like nationalistic, like army, like superhero soldier stuff.
And that's the thing is like, of course, China has similar
Of
movies
course,
to us.
yeah, they have
Like
to.
I enjoyed Top Gun Maverick the other week,
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
but oh boy, that is
Oh,
is
yeah, oh, yeah.
U.S. propaganda and a
Of
half,
course.
which is fine.
No, yeah, you
I
buy
enjoyed
into
it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I would argue
I
it's
enjoy Chinese
toned-
propaganda,
It's
too.
toned down from the first movie.
Yeah.
a little bit, but because the drone thing is taken to, like they talk about it at the very beginning.
Right.
So like you're like, well, yeah, we're not using planes anymore. This is like a fantasy. Like this is like literally
Right.
like a camp.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
It would be awesome if Top Gun Maverick turned into like stealth, and it was like Tom Cruise had to go up in a plane with his team fighting some fucking AI controlled plane. It's like, oh, the drones are out of control.
Yeah.
It'd be something.
Oh, bring stealth back. Bring stealth the plane back, and like a crossover.
Ooh, it's been a while since I saw Oblivion, but I think he's like a drone repairman.
He is. Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Pretty good movie.
I know. I
Really?
liked it when
really
it came
good
out.
movie, I think. Yeah. M83 soundtrack.
Yeah,
Same director as Maverick, I think. Right?
yeah. Kaczynski, he's good.
Yeah.
We're pro him, I think, on this
Tron
podcast.
Legacy as well.
I like Tron Legacy.
solid.
Only the Brave is good. I've seen it.
That's a firefighter picture.
Firefighter picture.
Oh, wait. They let me guess. Do they fight a fire?
They do indeed.
That's
Do they
pretty cool.
win?
They do not.
Oh, unexpected. All right, I'll check it out. I thought they beat the fire.
Like I think 1 or 2 of them beats the fire, but the rest of them lose.
Look at this, sparing the lead.
You don't know who it is.
So they have the fucking computer thing or whatever, and they're running back to get Billy the Kid, who's been sniping, and get out of here. And through the fog, through the mist of it all, I think it's kind of a fucking badass entrance, man.
Yep.
Here comes JCVD, as you guessed it, Villain.
Yes.
Oh, stupid.
And his henchman Nemesis.
Yeah, totally.
I'm afraid that no. Wait, let me take that again. That MacGuffin is coming with me. No, I can't even do it. JCVD. Steve, we need you.
I'm going to take that MacGuffin, and it's going to come with me.
MacGuffin is coming with me.
Please meet my henchman.
Oh yeah, totally. It's fucked up. He's explaining at one point because he's got this fucking goat tattoo, and he's like, "Oh,
This is insane.
the goat. It is the mark of Satan," and like all this shit. I'm like, "Oh, cool. He's gonna be like some twisted ass dude." Nope. That's the last that's mentioned.
Yeah.
We need Satanism in this movie.
Oh,
Totally.
sure. Oh, if you have him at the end of this putting a pentagram over the mine before he enters,
Right.
that's beautiful.
He
That's
takes
good
some
stuff.
of Liam Hemsworth's blood, so he shall never get to heaven.
That's right.
He's going to be my slave in the afterlife.
To drink of his blood forever, my dark lord.
Right? Like if he starts collecting these people's blood, like, listen, folks, we know people like Barney Ross and the gang. They got ear necklaces. They're taking your
yeah.
fingers.
Yep.
They're playing dominoes with your fingers.
Terrible people.
They're doing all their trophies of human bodies. What is so wrong with a few vials of blood that you use in a dark ritual?
Well, you know what? End of Days ruined it because they're like, that shit's over. People aren't into demon and devil shit anymore.
That's
And
true.
it was Schwarzenegger. It should have done big. It should have been big numbers.
Yeah. But you dropped that movie on Thanksgiving.
You might.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
Because I remember it came out on Thanksgiving because I loaded up
Yeah.
the family. We're going to end of days.
Yeah.
Put the turkey down.
Your aunt is probably going to want to see Flubber instead. Like, almost
no,
certain.
we saw End of Days.
The fucked up thing about that movie is I feel like it would have been more successful. And not to knock the guy. I think he's a great actor. You got to have someone bigger than Gabriel Byrne playing the devil.
Sure.
Yep.
You
Yeah,
need
yeah.
to advertise that movie as Arnold V, huge actor playing the devil.
You know what? I think they were overthinking the plus of Usual Suspects. They were like,
Yeah.
that gave him some juice, and I'm like, not enough to go up against Arnold fucking Schwarzenegger.
See, that's the thing.
That's
is
right.
We need the devil back in movies.
Absolutely.
The world is in shambles.
The world,
How
the world
is
needs Satan.
how is the devil not in movies anymore?
Well, because I mean, nobody wants to cast Kevin Spacey anymore.
Excellent.
that's right. It costs a lot in
Well, where are the-
human flesh.
Where are the last traces of the devil recently? There was that show that I think was called Lucifer. That was on for
Yeah, people
that's
really
the
like
season.
that. It was terrible.
And this is the problem because we made the devil like a CW guy.
Funny. He's
Yep.
he's a nice. He's kind of a cool guy now.
Right,
fucked
yeah.
up.
I don't like
Mhm.
that. Yeah,
No.
not my thing.
And that all started from the South Park movie,
That's true.
making fun of the devil there.
Mhm.
But it was a little
Fucked
bit
up.
more nuanced. You got Saddam there. There's some thought going into
Sure.
the
The thing
whole
is,
thing.
they make fun of the devil in that, and they're laughing at the devil. Us, we laugh with the devil.
Sure,
That's
that's
right.
a fair point.
We are in service to you, my lord.
Pro Satan podcast, pro mafia, pro Satan.
That's right.
Listen, I'm just saying, you don't have to piss off the Dark Lord.
No,
You could just,
you
you
could
don't
be his
have to do
friend.
it.
You could be nice
Sure.
to him.
Yeah, you didn't have to say shit. You
Yeah.
could have just kept walking.
And
Yeah.
I guarantee you could be cool with Jesus and Satan at the same time. I guarantee you some angels playing like, yeah, but I'm going to go to the devil. The devil's got this fucking cool watch party for the basketball game.
Need proof of it? Barney and his gang would have been so much better off if they just let Liam Hemsworth die,
Yeah.
as he does,
She sure does.
and did nothing. Like they lose
Yeah.
so much. They lose material possessions. They lose their sanity. I think one of them gets shot a couple times, or maybe dies. I forget.
No more deaths.
No more
up to this
deaths.
point.
Okay. Well, so
Yeah.
okay, they all get out of it, but like you could have avoided so much fucking hassle if you just let this fucking kid be sacrificed for the good of the
That's
Chinese
all
computer thing.
Thank you. That's all China wants. It's all Satan wants. Just sacrifice the youngest
Uh-huh.
and you'll be fine.
Speaking of the sacrifice, the youngest man,
This is a great
JCVD, goddamn. So this whole thing of like, give me the computer box, I'm going to kill him, and all that shit's happening. And finally, they get the piece of computer, whatever. And man, JCVD has what's his face? Who's this other
Scott
guy?
Adkins.
Adkins hold the knife up to his chest for him while JCVD does a JCVD kick to this. Fuck, man. Stabs him right through the heart. Incredible kill.
Nice aim.
Absolutely incredible.
Wonderful.
And you get to see him do the kick.
Yeah.
It's
and he's
good.
still able to do it pretty
He
well.
does a few of these like spinning roundhouse kicks in the movie, and he looks amazing.
Well, I would be Stallone, for all of his ego, like, he had to let this slip a little bit, because when he's fighting JCVD, no amount of cutting in the world can make them look like their equivalent ability.
Nope.
Like, it just give it up.
It's
And-
two different kinds of fighters
Yeah.
altogether.
And that's why in the first movie, the villain was like Eric Roberts, who
yeah.
I like, and in the 80s could, he was in Best of the Best. He could fight with the best of them.
Eric
That's why he was the best of the
Roberts?
best. But in 2010, he's just a piece of tissue paper.
Well, yeah. Well, they did that. That's in the third one. They have Mel Gibson as the main villain, so at
That's
least
right.
they get back to a good mouthpiece being like the villain.
Right.
Because it was Eric Roberts and one of the guys from Dexter as the general.
Oh,
I forget.
right.
I think
yes.
Stone Cold was also a villain.
Stone Cold, I think, is Eric Roberts' number 2, or maybe he's the General's number 2.
Some shit.
He's got a fucking hilarious death in that
He
first
does.
Expendables, whatever the case may be. I find it funny that Liam Hemsworth's character is the only expendable that treats Sylvester Stallone with just even the tiniest bit of respect whatsoever. And it's like, well, obviously this kid's got to die.
Oh yeah.
he doesn't know well enough to treat Stallone like total shit like the rest of these guys do.
No, they haven't lived. He hasn't gone through a breakup with him because, goddamn, that's probably hell on earth.
So he gets expended here.
Oh, he's totally expended. It's fucking awesome. And Stallone, like, the JCVD escapes and everything, and Stallone is like, all right, Maggie, like, what the fuck is on that computer? And it turns out it's a blueprint of a mine in, I believe, Belarus, or maybe
I guess it's supposed to be somewhere in the former
former
USSR.
Soviet Union.
The poor part. The poor
Right.
part.
Yeah,
There
it's
is
a plutonium mine.
yes,
Yeah.
6 tons of plutonium have been stored in a mine, and now JCVD knows the location of this shit. Yada yada yada. Stallone, and the dudes have to go into action, but not before. Man, this is like one final indignity for Liam Hemsworth. They bury him right here like fucking Curly and City Slickers.
Yes,
Jesus.
it's like a Captain Kirk burial where you just pile some rocks on top of them.
Absolutely.
What do you
And
think that's doing? They're still going to be picked at by animals.
the wolves are going to get at it for
yeah.
one, but
Yeah.
also this dude is not even really cold yet, and you are reading to the group a letter that he writes to his fiance that he entrusted you to
Yes,
deliver
Yeah.
to
and then they're
her.
just reading it and like laughing at it.
It's fucked up. If you are reading this, I am dead.
Glad that's not me. I'll continue.
No, when he talked to you, Barney, he didn't say, this is my eulogy that I've written for myself
No.
for you to read. This is for like my wife to be.
Yes.
It's like, hey, by the way, could you take a picture of the place where I'm buried in case she wants to go visit or something? Like anything, buddy.
Just reading this at the funeral, it's such deep personal shit. Like, I don't know how he thought this was appropriate. Like, open that shit, read in advance, and be like, oh man, this is clearly for her eyes only.
I guess it's supposed to be like heartbreaking in a way. Like we're supposed to be let in, like a window into that life of what we're trying
Right.
to pad the runtime. as
Well,
well.
that,
Yeah, that's the big
there's where you're going with that. I mean, to me, it is more like, it would be like, that terrible movie Tag that like came out and nobody saw?
Yep.
Ooh, yeah,
Like,
I was a nobody. I didn't
Oh,
see
you
it.
did?
No, I saw it on television. I want
Yeah, we watch it on HBO. It's
Yeah.
It does feel like something like frat boy bullshit guys would do as like a one-up. Like the final fucking indignity is I'm going to read your personal letter to your wife
Dude, this is
at your fucking grave.
great point. Frat boys listening. I know you're into butt chugging right now,
Uh-huh.
but try holding a knife up to your buddy's chest and kicking it in.
Just
That's a new frat boy shenanigan that should happen.
anything that your buddy has written about his, betrothed or anything, just air it out wherever you like it.
Yep. And the more personal, the better.
Yeah,
Read
yeah.
it in public,
Of course, yeah.
preferably if his corpse is right there next to you. Absolutely.
Her family, his, just go for it, buddy.
So Stallone says what the new mission is: track him, find him, kill him.
Hell yeah.
We are on our way, man. And he's got this thing about like, isn't it fucked up that like Billy the Kid, nice guy, loved living, had everything to live for. He dies. Us pieces of shit that wish we were dead every day just continue living.
It's
guy-
weird how that goes down, right? Isn't that strange?
He loved to live. And also, he really enjoyed living. And oh boy, I really didn't know enough about him to do this eulogy.
Oh, the living. He would often talk about the living.
He
How
loved
much-
it.
He was planning on living with his girlfriend, fiance. Yeah, no, it got
He,
serious.
He liked food, both hot and cold. He enjoyed drinks that were bubbly and flat.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner. You would hear this. Oh, he loved to live.
He loved women. Women in he just loved them.
Oh, man, his favorite TV show, man, sometimes I'd be like, Billy the Kid, what's your favorite TV show? And he'd just turn back and be like, yo, Barney, man, I just love watching TV.
Yeah.
He was a man that loved TV.
He was always watching TV. He loved it. He lived for it. People's Court, Judge Judy, Judge Joe Brown, Judge Mathis.
All the Law and Orders. He just loved them all so much.
NCIS, couldn't ask which one because they all lumped in together for one thing for him, man.
Sometimes Billy the Kid would just go to movies and watch whatever was going on. And he would just see whatever, and he wouldn't remember a second of it. Even if it was good, he would just, boom, it's gone. It was a way to waste 2 hours. He was happy.
Yeah, he was like the dog of the team. Right? He's just nice to be around, and he was dumb.
There for emotional support more than anything else.
Exactly.
Yeah, it makes
Exactly.
sense.
So whatever, man. It turns out Jean-Claude Van Damme has been enslaving these villagers in this former Soviet town to like dig up rubble around this fucking base so he can get in there and nab that plutonium.
Yeah, could you dig up nuclear material? Yeah. We're not the Soviet Union anymore, so you don't need any hazmat
Just,
suits.
come on, do it with your hands. Oh, you're tired. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Dude, yeah, and we're just seeing these fucking people like, oh, you're tired, old man, shot in the head.
I honestly, he's got JCVD as villain. Like, he really does have an operation going here.
It's
Like,
great. I would work for him in a heartbeat.
He's like, well, you'd be dead. It only really does well for Hector and him. Like,
The thing is
those are the
about-
only two really.
But I didn't love living.
Sure.
So it's okay.
I mean, you go through a very painful death at the end too. That's good.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
And, and cough up. But honestly, he's just like, yeah, if someone cannot work anymore, shoot them, bring in more. We'll just kill them at the end anyway.
Yep.
Who cares?
It's really a fine operation he's got running.
really
here.
nice.
And so it turns out like, oh yes, we've discovered the plutonium. We know where it is. And he's like, oh, that is very good. You have precisely 3 days to dig it up. Because he's like already got buyers on this shit. And he says to Adkins, he's like, if the world can turn with just such and such amount of plutonium, imagine what we can do with 6 tons of plutonium.
Yeah.
I'm loving this little mini train they got in the
Oh,
little
dude,
shuttle.
you have a little mine cart.
Yeah, I love
shaft
this thing.
he's
This
got
looks-
going.
It's funny as hell. It's like an Amelie touch in the middle of this fucking
You're
action
right.
It
movie.
is just cutely stupid enough looking. Yeah, you're right.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Then we get like a bar sequence where Sly and Stallone are trying to get, I guess, information, and they're gonna beat it out of people.
This is a weird thing. Yeah, they go into this bar. So this is definitely Bulgaria. They go into this bar, and this huge giant approaches from behind. Of course, it's some funny business between Stallone and Statham. Like, it's a pretty big motherfucker back there, huh? Oh, yes, it is. He's quite tall, isn't he? Yeah, he definitely is, man.
And they're gonna keep it in the classics, which is brass knuckles. And by the way, they both look kind of stupid in these giant newsboy caps.
Dude.
They're
Oh,
both
man.
wearing. I understand. One of you, maybe the British guy more so,
Yeah.
but both of you are just wearing these.
Dude, that fucking British guy came out the womb wearing that stupid hat, and
Yeah.
Stallone is just agreeing to do it.
Well, they probably both have money in a pub cap company
Oh,
somewhere.
fuck.
Nice.
You're totally right.
just to make all the fucking 45-year-olds and 55-year-olds feel masculine.
Yeah, it's my new hat company, man. It's called Cappy Balboa.
That's good. I like that. I want that.
It's just stupid enough to work.
No,
If
I
he
love it.
started,
I actually might buy it.
if he fucking opened a haberdashery and that was
Yeah.
the name of Cappy Balboa, definitely, dude, he's selling hats.
I'm kind of curious for our international listeners. If anyone listening in the UK, what do you think about Yanks putting that hat on? Is that your hat? What's going on with that?
Yeah, whose hat is that?
Because I think the rule of thumb is if you wear a baseball cap in Europe, people are going to know you're a dirty Yank.
Oh, yeah, probably.
You
So-
gotta put them away.
Yeah, so I guess that's their equivalent. Is do you wear that to the soccer matches, mate?
Because it's more classy from first glance,
it's
at
classy,
least.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably true.
And then you get closer and you're like, oh, fuck, it's just Jason Statham.
They're all the people who are losing their hair are wearing these. All of them.
And it's classy
Interesting.
because like people used to kick foxes to death with them on or whatever, right? That's like your national past. We have baseball here in America.
They had
and
fox
you have
kicking.
fox hunting where you wore those costumes.
Oh, we had a good fox kicking today.
Oh,
by
but
the way,
this is-
I don't want to disparage them. I would love to visit the UK one day.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a great place.
Yeah.
I had the pleasure.
Well,
Man, look at this
listen.
fucking snoot fuckular
I'll split the
motherfucker
difference.
over
I only
here.
went to Heathrow Airport and it sucked.
Well, yeah, that was not a great place. I've been to. It's fan. I love that. I was, Boris's Britain, maybe not the best.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah,
like
yeah,
he
yeah.
doesn't represent the people.
Well, sure, yeah.
I thought I got the full UK experience, so I might as well never go now because I went to Heathrow Airport, catching a flight to Berlin, of course. And I had to take a bus to another terminal. And I was like, they're riding on the other side of the road. Cross it off. We've done it.
done it.
Yeah.
Done.
It was crazy. Other side of the road. My God.
You didn't
All
have a
right.
Sunday roast. After that, you can do it.
But this is the scene in this pub where Maggie comes in and she's like, oh, don't worry about beating these guys up, Sylvester Stallone and Jason Statham. I'll get this information out of him. And she unrolls this huge fucking surgical
I
thing.
need to see at least one fingernail pulled out.
Look, if you're not going to do the full Syriana, it's not worth it.
Yes.
Then just close the door and have screams.
Well, because the other thing was you were talking about like it's supposed to be like a joke or would have been presented as a joke elsewhere or whatever. Like you can still get away with all that, but that's the one thing you need,
Yeah.
right? You Stallone and Statham outside the pub, like, hey, you think she's getting anything out of him or what?
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
and there
you
it
need
is.
that. Even the Empire Strikes Back had that moment where you heard Han Solo being tortured on clouds.
Oh, that's right.
Well, okay, but you can't make any direct. You can't make the direct point that a woman has helped the mission.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It has to be more blended
Stallone's not
in.
having that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's more blended in. You see.
So they find this like Riotsville, USA
Yeah.
type like mock city block that the Soviets were using. I gotta say,
Fun idea.
kind of cool.
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of cool.
Not bad.
You know, so here's all these like, you know, American sounding streets and cars and
Now, comrade, if you get listen, when we invade the United States of America, the pig people,
Yes.
there might be poster of Pepsi Cola. Do not get distracted.
Ignore the Sbarro sign. Ignore it.
yes, we know there is pretty woman on the cover of Pepsi Cola sign. Do not be distracted. She's just devil trying to tempt you.
Do not get hard on from McDonald's M. Very easy.
And of course, here we have NY Taxi, Ray's Pizza.
NY Taxi, NYPD, NYFD. We have all.
Virgin Record Music Shop.
That will be in business forever, I think.
Evgeny did not want me to put Virgin Records music shop in the mock American town, but I tell Evgeny, look, if there's one American chain that's going to be around forever, it's Virgin Music, of course.
For a second, I thought this was like, oh, this city had a Little America. And all the American.
Oh, man.
If honestly, fuck, I would absolutely. If there was a Little America in another, if there like a European city or somewhere,
Sure.
let's say London, Manchester, anywhere in Europe,
Uh-huh.
really had a Little America district
Oh, yeah.
where it's just like that's where you have, you know,
Just put all your franchises and chains
It's where all the
in there.
garbage
I would
product
yes,
goes.
yes, I would absolutely move to another country.
Well, I mean, like,
and
you
become
know,
an American immigrant, and then I get my free health insurance, and then I can still have my fucking hot dog and my pizza pie.
well, you know, they got shit like Domino's and whatnot.
I guess that's fair, but if there was like a whole block,
Just
that
a whole
was
dedicated, I
Domino's,
see.
like Nathan's or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, all the big, like the McDonald's, the Burger Kings,
Get a
all,
Wendy's
Yep.
in there.
all the big boys.
Mhm.
And then, like, you get all, like, you get an H&M.
Right.
You get
and
an
then you get
Abercrombie.
like, but it's recognized formally by the city. So like they changed the name for the half a block. It's called like Washington Boulevard or some shit.
Tiny Jersey.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, tiny Jersey, man. Yeah, it's just a bunch of dudes dressed like the Sopranos.
The problem is they already have a tiny Jersey. It's this stupid fucking island. And now we have New Jersey,
Uh-huh.
which is bigger and not better.
No.
So they hunker down in this like abandoned fake hotel or whatever for the evening. Next morning, Terry Crews goes outside to do a little like recon, comes back in. oddly has time for the Houston, we have a problem joke right before they're totally assaulted by gunfire.
Yeah.
Didn't we get the weird? Is this the same the night before? Is that when they do the rigatoni thing with like,
Yeah,
oh
your
my
last
God, provisions
meals.
are so bad. Why didn't you fucking? Why in the middle of this mission, which is essentially a suicide mission,
Right.
why did you not make yourself a 2-star rigatoni?
Well, I think the idea is like Terry Crews planned ahead. He packed all this food for himself.
Right.
And he's not, he doesn't have enough to share. In the morning, right before they get shot at with the Houston, we have a problem joke. He has the only cup of coffee there.
Disgusting. That's selfish. Honestly, Terry Crews, you should have just forgone that. Just bring the coffee for everyone. Be a pal.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
But that's the thing, dude. It's the Expendables. They're not friends. They all treat each other like garbage. And every once in a while, after a mission, they will raise a Coors Light.
Yeah, and
but
if
that's
you
as far as
die-
it goes.
If you die, they're going to rummage through your pockets and make fun of shit.
That's
totally.
They all say that a JCVD killed Liam Hemsworth, but really he was trying to unionize the Expendables.
Oh,
Yep.
shit.
and
That's
fucking
what did it.
and Barney Ross found out.
Oh, yeah.
And then he had JCVD, who is a prospect for the Expendables.
That's
was like,
right. Oh, fuck, man. Well, you're trying to organize what? Oh, I don't think so, man.
This ain't Amazon.
Dude, I love the idea. Dude, put that in Expendables before they're fucking on the battlefield in the middle of some shit. Somebody makes some offhanded comment. He's like, oh, man, what do you think this is? Amazon?
You see Chris Smalls around here?
Oh, that means it doesn't take place in South America. Okay. I'm still on this.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So they're really, under some heavy fire here, killing dudes left and right. And the joke is like, yeah, man, they got everything but a tank. Oh, what? And like a tank comes out. Everything looks like they are, is this the last of our beloved Expendables? Just getting taken out. All these dudes getting ripped to shreds. You're like, what is going
tank
on?
Gets missiled.
Yep.
Yes.
And here we go, dude.
Ah.
Walking through the smoke
Yep.
once again. Fucking Chuck Norris himself.
Chuck Norris,
Chuck
70
Norris.
years old.
Playing Booker.
Right. Also known as Lone Wolf, as a nod to his movie Lone Wolf McQuade.
Good movie or?
Not so much.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Well, what
I-
with it being a Chuck Norris movie?
It is really, those are the one, his are specifically bad. It's
Well,
tough to like a single one.
There's
of
one
Yeah.
that's sort of likable that I watched
The
recently.
pseudo horror
them.
movie.
The horror
one?
one's okay.
This one I watched is called Firewalker.
Uh-huh.
And it's sort of him just like, like this. He's wandering around murdering people.
Oh,
But
is that
I
Louis
forget-
Gossett Jr.?
yes, I
Yeah,
believe
okay.
so. We have to do it one day. I think that is one of those Norris movies that could definitely be an
Ooh, I
episode.
like that.
I'm
Yeah.
into it for
I like
sure.
But
What's
here-
the one I'm thinking of?
Oh,
Where he's like hunting a killer?
Code of Silence?
yes, I think Code. Yeah.
Yeah.
Code of
Kind of
Silence,
supernatural
man,
shit in
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
I have
It's like-
not watched a ton of his movies because
Yeah.
a lot of them, like Mission in Action, sucks.
Well,
There's
yes.
like 4 of those.
I know.
fuckers.
I maybe I need to
Or 3?
reevaluate.
No,
maybe
you
it was
don't.
a bad day.
You absolutely do not have to. I will say the cool thing about his, like, especially the Canon projects, is like that was back in the day where literally you could buy, like, if a neighborhood was being demolished, buy the neighborhood and you get to explode it on your
Oh.
film. Like
Yeah.
Invasion USA.
Invasion USA,
Yeah.
they bought a whole fucking neighborhood that was about to be demolished, and they're like, we're gonna put on our movie and just explode these houses.
Wow.
And that is just good fucking filmmaking. Just
Yep,
fucking
yep.
watch the thing explode and not like some model. Models are great and all, but like it really does give it that kick. Norris working against everything that's good about that movie.
and what's crazy about Invasion USA, I felt like was whatever. I need to reevaluate it. It didn't really grab me when I first watched it. But
Folks
it's-
at home, Chuck Norris recommendations. Go for it.
Sam,
Anyways.
a previous episode, Sidekicks might have been his best one.
Don't throw me dodgeball or anything like. Don't give me
No,
a cameo
no,
one.
no.
Absolutely
Yeah.
not.
Wait, Eric, I
this is
cut
a
you off
cameo
though.
one,
What were
too.
you saying?
Oh, well, I was saying,
Oh, I ruined it.
nah,
Nah.
I got it out. Someone figured it out.
But he comes in, he makes a fucking Chuck Norris meme joke.
Mhm.
The whole they're talking and it's like, oh, you're out doing whatever, man. And he's like, yes, I'm a lone wolf. And he's like, oh, Stallone is like, oh, that's interesting. Beat. You know, I remember this one thing, man, I heard about you. You got bit by a cobra, man. And then he just Norris just does the
yes,
thing.
It's after 5 days of agonizing pain, the cobra finally died. Just one of those Chuck Norris jokes that were all over the internet during the George W. Bush administration.
You know what it is? You know what it is exactly?
Yeah.
Is in X-Men The Last Stand when Vinnie Jones says, I'm the Juggernaut bitch. It's the exact fucking thing. Do
Yeah,
not
no,
let
absolutely.
memes bleed into your movies like
also,
this.
what is his character? He's listen, I can buy Chuck Norris as a lone wolf in his 40s.
Right.
70-year-old man wandering Eastern Europe, murdering people indiscriminately. What is
For
this?
buddies, for his friends.
What mission? What? Yes. How did he find them? What is going? He was
know what
just
it
in
is?
the neighborhood killing people.
Fucking reeks of a shitty Clint Eastwood movie.
Yeah.
I'm going around Bulgaria, settling scores.
Oh, I'll take care of you for sure.
That's another person. Get Clint in Expendables 4.
Oh yeah, please.
As
dude.
like a 4-star general. He's like 1,000,000 years old.
All he has to do is push a red button. I don't know what that
Yeah.
red button does. You write the movie, Sylvester Stallone, but in that movie, Clint Eastwood pushes a red button.
Hey, I say go for the gold. Make him president.
Ooh,
Eastwood's got to be the
Yep.
president.
fucking finally.
Yes, and it's kind of a commentary on Biden since he's also
Yeah, yeah.
97.
And yeah, they have similar memories, it seems. I mean, the funniest thing is, like part of me wonders if Chuck Norris was like, Sly, I wouldn't mind if, maybe we don't talk about the meme. Why the fuck you think you're here, man? If it wasn't for the meme, you wouldn't be on front of the camera, motherfucker.
Get the fuck off my set.
You live in meme, motherfucker. You're here to do one thing. Meme it up, man.
I take your juice, motherfucker. Your juice is for the movie, you motherfucker. You're getting paid.
He's a veteran of the meme wars.
Oh, yeah, dude.
God.
Yeah, I'm going to
damn.
leave you with zero dignity and a full wallet, man. Don't worry about it.
Don't leave me like this, Sly. It's bad out there fighting Frowny Cat or whatever the fuck.
JCVD could play. JCVD could be Peppy the Frog.
Hey,
Oh,
Ooh.
there you
Ooh.
go.
Yeah.
He should voice him for sure.
Yeah.
So Booker's like, hey, would love to join this full time, but I'm an old bastard and don't make movies anymore. So I'll tell you that there's a village down the road. Everyone there fucking hates these people.
And if you got problems, really bad problems later, yeah, call me. If you got something big happens, call me.
I might be keeping an eye on you afar for the rest of the movie. And I'll help out the last 10 seconds. Maybe.
I keep a secret family near here, maybe I'll hang out with them.
So
for a
that's
little
that's
while.
the only explanation I can find because he knows this secret town of women only, and then he's at the very end at the airport.
Yes.
He's just catching a flight out.
Got to get back to San Diego. Cheryl's going to have my ass.
Oh, definitely. So yeah, they go into this town and all these women come out with fucking, machine guns.
And they hate the Sangs, which I guess is the undergang to
Yes.
JCVD that he's
his
hired.
people. Yeah,
the
his
Sangs
army.
are the people who are kidnapping all the men and boys from the village
Right.
to go work in the mine.
Sure.
So,
Pressed into service.
that's right. No, exactly. So, we get the confirmation here. Adkins is like, we found the plutonium. And I looked up Adkins a little bit here. Like, he is an Englishman.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what he's trying to like mimic JCVD, I think.
Oh, interesting. I know. I think
His
it
name's
is-
Hector, which is
Oh,
weird.
Yeah.
So that's a whole other.
Yeah, that
Bag
puts my
of
eye up
goofs.
a little bit.
It's been forever since I've seen him headlining a movie. Ninja 2 is my only major experience. I think he's trying to do an American accent in that. If I don't really recall, but
I mean, he is
I
like
think so.
he does. I think he does a mix of them because also I didn't even bring this up. The movie I was talking about, Wolf Warrior, the Chinese geezer plays a movie.
Yeah.
He's also in those.
Adkins is in those.
That's awesome.
Atkins is one of the villains in either the
Oh.
first or second
You know
one.
what? Fuck, dude. America's done making action
That's-
movies. I'll go there personally and make a movie for Xi.
Yeah, I mean that's what's gonna start. I mean, like it's melting down. It's all melting down, baby.
Yeah, it's funny. I think I was looking at the top box office for 2022 so far. Obviously, Doctor Strange and stuff, but
Yeah.
a Chinese military movie way up there.
Oh, that
also
thing.
Top Gun
Jesus.
Maverick, which is like those are two peas in a pod.
Yeah, you're totally.
That-
Wait, what is this Chinese
A
picture?
Battle at Lake. I'm gonna
It's like
butcher.
an epic.
There's a 2-part. It was. This is the
Oh.
second part. Soy Hark co-directed it. Like they have 3 or 4
really?
directors on this fucking thing.
I heard decent stuff actually.
The first one sucks, and it's very like as long as Marvel movies, like 3.5 ish.
Oh.
The second one's better, has better set pieces. The first one is such shit.
And these are what you're saying? These are Chinese military propaganda movies?
Oh yeah. And they're huge box office success.
Oh,
because
sure.
they're Chinese, we say they're military propaganda movies. They're war movies.
Well,
over
that's-
here it would be a war movie.
Right.
In this case,
Same thing.
war propaganda movies means that you're watching like both the Chinese army and Koreans just fucking gun down hundreds of American soldiers. Just fucking that it just
Oh,
all
boy.
over the fucking
Wow.
place.
Yeah.
It's quite
That's
amazing.
something.
Making
It's
Don
phenomenal.
Drapers across the country happen.
Hey, look, man. It's a hook. I'm
It's
telling
a
you,
hook,
trend.
yeah.
Watching American soldiers get fucking lit up like nonstop. RRR, the British soldiers getting fucking like
Yep, that's true.
I think this is a trend, and those two the battle at Lake, I think it's Chengjian or something like that. Those did when they came here, they did pretty well.
Interesting.
Mm.
Yeah, RRR, man, you are just watching fucking imperialist dudes get knocked the fuck around. Excellent movie.
Yes.
So good.
See, I could tell in the world order a sea change is happening.
Yes.
I'm trying to play both sides. Yeah. So I mean, please speak well of us to your governments out east. Don't get us banned
She,
on
if you
your
need
audio
somebody,
platforms.
if you need somebody to head up the podcasting command center for China for the party, I'd be happy to help.
No,
Yeah, what the hell?
Honestly, real deal. Email us, weallhatemovies@gmail.com if you're listening in China, because I'm curious if we've been, kicked
Are we
off.
banned?
Banned. We
Yeah.
might be banned there. That's probably true.
Probably, I'll say this, probably not fans of the toilet talk.
Yeah, probably not.
probably not.
And
Probably
as a
not.
kid, when I was like 16, 17, I traveled all across China with my brother. Fucking awesome country. So you guys are doing top-notch work over there.
Indeed.
So now we sort of have the big final battle, basically, and it starts with Statham pretending to be a priest in this church, and boy, oh boy, does he definitely say, "I now pronounce you man and knife." Man, you
Man and
forget,
knife.
you forget from that first movie that he's like knives expert. He's fucking throwing shit out like Gambit all of a sudden.
The fucking stupid names they said at one. I forget if it's Randy Couture. Who is Hail Caesar? Or is
That's
that Terry
Terry
Crews?
Crews.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's Terry
yeah,
Crews.
yeah.
And Toll Road is Randy.
Toll Road is Randy Couture. Yeah, Toll Road.
Why?
You might as well have made his nickname Forget My Name. That is my code name. Forget me.
Yep.
Call him Troll,
Yeah, better.
Oh,
You know?
Troll would be something.
right? Because
Yeah.
he's got those fucked up ears.
He's wearing a dumb hat like
Yeah.
trolls are known to do, maybe.
Oh, yeah, sure.
He
Those
looks like an
guys.
idiot this whole movie, man.
He does. He looks terrible in all these movies. I don't even know why he's here.
What was
Again,
he, a wrestler?
I think he's the UFC guy.
Okay.
But my God, you're making the Expendables obviously hits you over the head with being a riff on 80s and 90s action movies. Where's Dudikoff? Where's
Yes.
any of these fucking guys?
Yep.
Put them in small roles. Who gives a shit? They're not doing anything else.
What about Don the Dragon Wilson?
Don
He's
the
available.
Dragon
I
Wilson.
guarantee you he's available.
He absolutely is.
Thomas Ian Griffin?
Absolutely.
Oh, yep.
There's tons you could pull from.
Well, they didn't want to go up against the charm bomb that is
Oh,
that
God.
man
Don't
walks in the
start-
fucking
he'll
place.
Seduce me with his eyes. in a
Just too
second.
much.
Oh,
Who
my
can fucking
Lord.
deal with that stuff?
Terry Silver, man, I still didn't watch that latest Cobra Kai season. I should get on it because he's in it.
Oh, he is?
Oh, is that right?
Terry Silver returns.
shit.
Yeah.
I haven't
Beautiful.
seen a fucking second of that show.
It's fine. It's sort of like the new Saved by the Bell where it's kind of a riff on itself,
right. Yeah,
which is
yeah.
fine.
I find that new Saved by the Bell to be quite successful and entertaining. So
Yeah.
maybe I'll like Cobra Kai.
I've never gone it.
They eulogize Screech in that second season.
Oh,
Oh,
He
boy.
passes away.
Wow,
Gone
that's
too
too bad.
soon.
Totally. It's very weird that they bothered to address it at all.
Wow.
He has now. That fella's got a sex tape out there, right?
He's got a sex tape out there. Yeah.
Did you see that, Chris?
I have not.
I thought you see everything.
I don't see that.
I don't see that.
I'm just curious. If
Oh,
it's any
that?
good.
I don't see that.
I don't see that.
Gentle listener, comment below if it's
you've
good.
seen the Dusty Dime.
Yeah, I know. I saw
can't
that.
imagine it's good.
I saw the Hulk Hogan one, which was good.
Oh, I ate too much pork.
That's probably the only thing I remember. I think I remember him humping a little.
Well, yeah, that's all. The Ray J and Kim K one. That's all I remember.
Honestly,
is the humping.
Hulk Hogan. You could have thrown him in here.
Oh,
Throw people from Rocky in.
Oh yeah,
That's
actually, you're
definitely
absolutely
something.
correct with
Right?
him. He
Where the
should
fuck
be
is
in this.
Mr. T?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Even if he's old, I don't care. You get a guy in a
Yeah.
van, gives you a gun.
The
I don't know.
Expendables need like a council of owls. It should have
Yes.
that type of
Yes.
guy. That should be. You could get Dudikoff there. Have him be like the main fucking
Sure.
servant for them.
Gary Busey,
Yes.
That's the most surprising one.
right?
Because that, I feel the biggest Expendables joke is like, all right, Expendables, like someone on the phone wants to talk to you.
Mhm.
Hello, yeah, this is the Expendables. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's me. Oh, the President of the United States. Just want to say you did a great job saving the country.
He was in what was he in Iraq Valley of the Wolves, which I did
What,
not
Gary
see.
Busey?
Gary
Yeah,
Busey.
he was
Billy,
that. Yeah.
Wait, is Iraq Valley
It's
of
him
the
and
Wolves?
Billy Zane.
Billy he
Oh,
yes,
Lord.
it's an anti-US war movie from
really?
from I forget where, but I believe Gary Busey's like, yeah, I'm harvesting all these organs out of the dead Iraqis because I'm an evil American doctor.
Oh, my God.
And Billy Zane's like, good job.
You're doing what?
He playing a Brit or what?
I think they're playing villainous Americans.
Wow.
Which maybe I'm mistaken. The movie came out a while ago, but I
It's
need
been a
to
while
check
since
that
the
out.
Forever War started. A lot of movies have come out between now and then.
Yeah, which is think about that. Forever War is going on. Who cares about a bunch of plutonium? Who cares about all these countries getting nuclear arms? I don't.
You see, that's Eric is saying. If you want to pick up plutoniums with your bare hands,
Yep.
go ahead and do it.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter anymore.
Nope.
yeah.
So
Let's
when
do
you get hot hands, so what?
Hot hands.
Gotta
I
keep-
suppose you can find plutonium at any corner store in 2022.
But, I mean, so the big fights. I mean, to me, this whole thing blends together until we get the JCVD versus
It kind of does.
Stallone.
It kind
does.
of all just blends together here.
You get a couple of decent things. Like there's a dude like that pops out with a gun
Yeah.
after they've killed everybody, and Stallone's like, "There's one more," and they all shoot the shit out of this dude. And Stallone has the line, "Rest in pieces."
Yes.
That
Yes.
guy, at least that guy, you should have wasted the squibs on. Like,
Yeah.
go full squib.
I think he does squib out. Does he not?
That looked digital to me.
Oh shit.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know.
The lighting was not. Surprise, surprise! The Simon West movie. The lighting was not fantastic.
We do get something pretty digital coming up when they decide to, we got no other recourse but to 9/11 this plane right into the mine.
Oh, dude, what are we doing
What-
here?
how are you thinking you're surviving
Look,
this?
they get to do it, so we get to do it. Okay, it's not a bad idea.
It's tit for tat.
Look, you learn from other artists.
God, it's kind of because there's like the dudes have a bunch of like huge anti-aircraft guns or whatever, and it's like, well, we'll never get around that unless we just fucking jam it in and get it done. And they literally crash. Like he positions it perfectly so that the wings rip off and they slide right into this cave.
And this is hard. I mean, this is Sly's favorite warplane.
Yep.
And he's just crashing it for the good of people. I mean, you really got to give it up for him.
I do.
And he crashes
man.
into this fucking plutonium mine.
Where like they've already extracted all the plutonium and everybody gets fucking stuck inside there anyway.
My note says it's insanely stupid.
I didn't think this out too good. Christmas, why didn't you help me? It's probably because you were thinking of that woman.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I know what you guys, we are locked in this cave, and I know exactly why, man. It's because Christmas keeps calling that woman.
They are locked in this cave. They're immediately they're just immediately captured in this cave.
Yeah.
And then what do you know it? A Mars drilling rover from the motion picture Total Recall comes through, the wall, and what do you know it? Who's driving it but Arnold Schwarzenegger?
I'm back.
I was actually thinking this was going to be Bruce Willis because that's a Die Hard 3.
Yes, it is.
The
Yes,
same
you're totally
dog.
right. I thought the same
Yeah,
exact
I
thing.
was like, this is Bruce, but nope, it's Trench.
And he's fucking back in. And this again, it's like, just let him come in, let him have the stogie while he's doing it.
Yeah.
Just leave the Arnold movie star references out of it.
Yeah.
No, because you have to remember what they did before.
See, no, the thing is, this, having them all together is enough.
That's right.
We don't need to quickly reference all these other movies that I'd rather be watching.
And what is the thought process? I mean, all these people are icons, and the people who are going to see this movie almost certainly know who they are. What are you? Do you think you're going to capture some like newbie 9-year-old by saying, Terminator? Check out Terminator.
Well,
Totally.
They're acting like I see Arnold Schwarzenegger show up in this movie, and then he has to say like a reference to Total Recall for me to realize who the fuck he is.
Right. I mean,
We all know.
And that's, but to your point, Chris, about like the 9-year-olds thing, like if they haven't seen those movies, they're going to need a pop-up video bubble to fucking explain the reference. Like, it's not even going to matter.
Yeah.
It's for the people who already know the other properties. And like, I'm sure a ton of people were woo-hooing and knee slapping and elbowing and whatever.
Yeah.
But like, for a lot of us watching these movies, it's like, I fucking know the other movies. The other movies are precisely why, as a matter of fact, I fucking paid a ticket to this movie.
Exactly.
But isn't it nice to be reminded that you watched a movie once? Isn't it nice to be reminded that you did that? It's very nice, I think.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not thinking about the generosity that way. These movies activating memories like that in my fucking
It's a
head.
beautiful thing.
So whatever. There's this huge airport shootout. A lot of craziness here. This is the big shot of like JCVD and the whole gang, like a mass in front of these frosted glass window panes, and it's like, who could be on the other side of that? And it's and here is Arnold and Sly and Bruce Willis, all with machine guns, all shooting the fucking shit out of these people.
It's quite a lot. I honestly, it might be better than the Spider-Man airport scene in
Civil War.
Yeah. It might just it's up there.
Yes.
No, it's absolutely better.
Especially when you add that Mini Cooper. Like, what the fuck?
Dude.
What? Is this supposed to be a nod to the Italian Job? That's literally all I could fucking muster.
It's just funny that it's two big guys with big guns.
Yeah,
in a
I guess
small
so.
car.
Exactly. It's just being like, I think it's really, Chris, in my thesis, I'm going to put down that it's a comedy, comedy. It's a commentary on modern masculinity.
Oh,
Like we're these big old tough beefcakes, which we all look up to and admire, and they're kind of the more, they're dying off.
yes.
And now the new masculinity is like, well, we'll drive a smart car. So we got this whole world out there saying, drive a smart car. But we admired big tough guys, and we don't want to.
It would be funny to hear Arnold say, well, this is the only car I could afford.
This is the largest auto I could afford.
Is there something humorous about my appearance? Wave to the people.
Yeah, I'd get like Pauly Shore to be a Nelson Muntz just laughing at him in the middle of this.
Yeah, Paulie, blow them kisses.
Honestly, now this is going to sound nuts, but someone like Pauly Shore,
Get him as your tech guy.
they would juice up this movie.
Absolutely.
I need comedy relief.
Faces and voices that I
Oh,
remember.
dude, Rob Schneider. I know it sounds crazy, but he was in Dread.
Yep.
I
Judge
agree.
Dredd. He was also in JCVD's Knockoff as the comic relief.
I absolutely agree, but I'm going Shore over Schneider if I get
I
my
would
choice.
always go Shore over Schneider,
That's
but
what I want that clear for the record.
I'm trying to hack the safe, buddy.
God
like,
damn it.
You know it would be. Listen, it would be annoying, but people would still be talking about this movie.
Yeah.
In a way that no one really does
That's
because it's
fair.
Expendables 2, and who could care?
I know. You know what? I was watching this movie with my wife, and I said, "Oh, I can't believe this movie's 10 years old." And she's like, "I can."
I remember exactly.
Yeah.
It's been 10 hard years.
I love the moment where, because of course Norris comes back in to help out.
Yeah.
I love he pushes a dude like off a balcony and then just fires at him as the body falls down.
Nice move,
Pretty
honestly.
good. And honestly, just seeing Willis, Stallone, and Schwarzenegger together. It's like
Yeah.
a dumb heat,
It is dumb heat. Absolutely.
Oh, man.
It's fun as fuck. And then, like, you're in it. All this great action is happening. And everything stops dead because Arnold runs out of ammo and goes, I've run out of ammo. I'll be back. To which Bruce Willis replies, you've been back enough. I'll be back. To which an exasperated Arnold just proclaims, yippee-ki-yay.
You don't need to do this.
You really don't.
Because it's like the monkey's paw. It's like, I wish I could see Bruce Willis, Stallone, and Schwarzenegger in the same movie.
Yep.
But all they do is talk about their other fucking movies. Do the movie.
Well, I
Do
mean,
this movie.
well,
Yep.
if you are imagining the boomer like fucking generation who loves this movie, the thing is like talking about old shit you did is what they love to do.
That's
All
true.
the old good
That's
stuff
true.
they used to do is your main topic. of
Which
conversation.
eventually we will also become, Chris.
Exactly.
So I want to tell people to check out our Evil Speak episode. And what other movies do? Mr. Destiny. What were our early
Gone
episodes?
fishing.
Gone Fishing.
Fishing,
What's
that's a
that
big
Boy
one.
Scout movie with R.I.P.
The
Louis
Wrong
Anderson?
Guys.
The Wrong Guys.
Wrong Guy.
Yes,
That's
with
true.
Louis
With Tim
Anderson.
Thomerson.
Tim Thomerson. Richard
Belzer?
Lewis?
I believe a Belzer. I think we have a Belzer.
Whichever. Check out those.
Or is it Richard Lewis, actually?
Or is it both? Well,
That's-
what?
I
To get
think
to
it
the
might be
bottom
both.
of it, you'll have to listen to our old episodes. And now, what other old things can we talk about? Because we're older men now. We just reminisce about our lives and say our old catchphrases. What is this? My search history.
This is the problem: is that you're getting too early. You can't do it yet. You have
I
to
can't-
wait.
That's true.
Thank you for saying I'm young.
You're a
'cause
young
everyone
pup.
listening disagrees with that.
Oh well, they're wrong.
People just message me and say you're old.
You're a spry 64.
Thank you. I am actually going to be 65 this coming year.
That's great.
Yeah.
Damn sexy Flanders, man. Also, so like Arnold is firing a gun at one point. It's right after Bruce Willis goes away and Arnold says yippee-ki-yay. And then Chuck Norris is out like firing a gun. And then there's just this gag of, oh, who's next? Rambo. And it's like, that's where it has to stop. Because now you're naming a character directly that another actor in the movie has played.
Right.
Yeah.
So what does Rambo look like in the Expendables universe? Is it
Is it Charlie Sheen?
He was supposed
Charlie
to be
Sheen
in it.
from Hot Shots 2.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be in this movie. That's right.
It might have been him.
And actually kind of a cool character, like FBI guy or something chasing Bruce Willis.
Right.
Uh,
Not
Hey,
too shabby?
I'd watch it.
yeah.
I would
Agent
watch it,
STD.
man.
They would definitely call him that, or call him codename Tiger Blood or some bullshit.
damn it.
Yeah, so we are driving around in the small car. Willis has a cool line because Arnold's like kvetching the whole time, like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here. And he's like, he does that great Bruce Willis yell of like, I don't know, shoot something. Which is really good. It's like the most excitable he gets in the movie.
Yeah.
I dug it, man.
Willis is kind of maybe the best out of all of them in this.
He might
I think
be.
he's the most plugged into what's going on.
He has, well, yeah, he's got about as much time as Jet Li. So it's a Jet Li.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. So the fight sort of continues. We get Statham v. Adkins on the runway.
Not bad.
Not too shabby. Adkins getting
Yeah.
pushed into the fucking helicopter propeller. And
I love
before
that.
that, a good fight too.
Yeah.
I love that they suggest that Scott Adkins is so hard-headed that he breaks the propeller.
Yeah.
Like it's not he just goes through it like a fucking slicer.
Totally. Was that a like setting one of a blow dryer? Like, how did that not just keep going?
Scott Adkins was known as Metalhead because he had a metal skull.
So then we get the big moment, the big pièce de résistance. It's fucking, and it's amazing. We get to it. Thunder is striking outside right now. Lightning is coming
That's
down.
right. It's a dark and stormy night here in Manhattan's.
The big fight between Sylvester Stallone and Jean-Claude Van Damme. Two people with very different sets of fighting abilities.
Yes.
The JCVD is like, you going to kill me like a man or like a dog or whatever.
Oh, right. Because JCVD runs out of ammo here. So he decides, oh, we'll go hand to hand. I'm even going to throw my knife on the ground.
It's, I mean,
Yeah.
this is like, I'm glad. this is kind of what I was hoping for the whole movie. Like,
Yep.
the two big fucking names going at it.
Yep.
And it's pretty, we don't know how to fight choreograph in this country, so it's not going to always look good.
It is particularly sluggish during
Yeah.
this fight.
I wish I had seen a little bit more movement, but hey, I know who I'm dealing with.
We do get like Stallone, because JCVD's got a knife and Stallone's got this fucking huge chain, and he's like choking him out with it. And he basically does, like, because he gets a hold of JCVD's huge knife, he basically does a Scorpion get over here. Like, he whips the chain around his neck, he pulls him close to him, and as he comes in, Slice stabs him with this fucking huge knife, man.
It's not bad. We do get a few jump kicks from a JCVD around here too.
You do,
so
yep. He
not
does.
too shabby.
He does get Stallone. He gives it to Stallone just as much as Stallone gives it to him, I guess.
He's still got it.
And then he does, because JCVD is like, oh, yes, your little pool boy. What was his name? Oh, it does not matter. And then when he fucking kills him, he's like, his name was Billy, man.
And then he instantly spits on the corpse.
Yes.
Look, he's been saving that one up. He doesn't got too much spit anymore.
I'm surprised that we didn't have this knife go up a little higher, because you see Stallone, like the initial stab, and then he turns it and kind of like pushes up a little bit. And I was like, oh, keep it going, dude.
A full slit. Yeah.
See how high we can go. Get up to the throat, maybe. Maybe he just sort of like splits in half.
Oh, I would love
sawing
that.
a little bit. Get up here through this.
You kind of want a little more graphic violence for the major death.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And for this kind of movie, like, that is to me the one thing that is missing from these movies is like the violence aspect. Like, you can't make these things like so like VOD fucking send it off kind of shit.
You know what?
Yeah.
It costs money. We got to coordinate stuff.
Sure.
So instead, I'll just carry JCVD's head in a sack, and that'll give us our visceral violence.
I guess so.
Was it
This
the head or the heart?
I think
I think it's a head.
Oh, okay. Because I
Yeah, I
thought,
think
wasn't there
it's the head.
some line in the movie somewhere about ripping somebody's heart out?
Huh.
was
I
that,
don't remember.
but you know what? It might be
It
each
looked-
movie. Like the first
Yes.
one's the heart, this one's the head, the next one's the kidneys.
I was about to say it looks a little too big to be a heart, but I do imagine JCVD has a heart about the
He's
size
got
of
a
a Tonka
huge
truck.
heart. Have you ever
Oh,
seen
yeah.
him on Instagram with his little doggies?
No, I
God
not.
damn, this guy's got the biggest heart in the world.
He's a gentle soul.
He's
Oh,
a
man.
that's
beautiful man. I love you, JCVD. Thank you for listening.
It is kind of hilarious how Stallone and Schwarzenegger and Willis are like looking at this bag of whatever, this fucking bleeding bag, just like, wow, that's like Arnold is like, yeah, I believe that is overkill, and Willis is like, yeah, it's kind of fucked up, but it's also pretty great or something.
That's not bad, honestly. Can I take that? Can I mount that, you think?
Bruce Willis, as a thank you, he's like, your debt is cleared, Stallone. Also, I got you a new plane that you can fucking, take back with your little buddies back with you or whatever. And Stallone goes, that thing belongs in the museum, to which Arnold responds, we all do. Bruce Willis looks like he's having a legitimate IRL laugh about that line. Again, I just feel like he was having fun making this movie. It's kind of just nice to watch him do it.
We also do a goodbye to Chuck Norris real quick, where he says he's leaving because you killed all my business.
Oh, right. Yep.
So, and then there was also like, oh, I thought you were a lone wolf, but you showed up here today.
Oh, well, he's got a bad line right there, though.
Sometimes it's fun to run with the pack.
And he just delivers it like fucking cardboard, birthing more cardboard. It's fucking horrible.
And then Bruce Willis gives a Soviet era aircraft.
Oh, is that what it was that he gives him?
Yeah, there's like a little hammer and sickle on it.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. And so that's the end of the movie. We're flying away. We're doing a big toast to Billy the Kid here. Stallone drinking and flying that plane. Thanks, but no thanks.
That was great too. I was just like, well, whatever. Fuck it.
Yeah.
At this point. But then we get fucking, we do not need to go to Paris, France. We do not need to see the French
I forgot.
nurse. Because we have to bookend this with some kind of heart, which honestly, I do rather have them deal with a scapegoat character to give the heart moment versus trying to explore that with the gang of Expendables because these are demons.
It just doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, if you're going to do this scene, it makes much more sense that you are delivering the body to her in America. Like
Sure.
having just this lone woman we've never seen before
Nope.
hang out on the bench at the end of your movie. I'm like, what are you, what? You think this thing is about heart? Are you crazy? You might as well have been toasting the actual Billy the Kid
Yeah.
at that point.
Yep.
You might have been old enough to actually see him do his best work. Who knows?
They're toasting to him. Oh yeah, Maggie kind of did nothing in this movie
Yeah, yeah.
besides find the MacGuffin and
Yes.
then torture people off screen.
And then she's going back with Bruce Willis because I guess he like has tails on her and she works
she's
for him.
yeah, she's supposed to be like a CIA asset or
guess.
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah, she's like she was his hire or
yeah.
whatever. Yeah, and it's just toasting and out. That's the end of the fucking movie. We'll go around the horn here, folks. Chris, we'll start with you. Final thoughts and recommendations for Expendables 2.
I can't do it. I'm sorry to say. It's gonna be a no for me. It's one of the things, like, as I guess for like a Sunday hangover movie, it might have passed the test because we've talked about this all the time. It's
Yeah.
one of those movies where you watch it and it immediately goes away. All of it, like it just starts evaporating like the Back to the Future picture,
Right.
And you just it's quick on a quicker time scale. And like I felt like I was watching this movie, and then immediately it's over, and then I was like, oh, my kitchen's a little dirty. Maybe I just do some washing. Yeah, it's as far as like an experience, it's fine, but like as any kind of movie you would enjoy, no, thank you.
Yeah,
Eric Siska.
I am going to recommend it because I think it improves upon the original.
Sure.
I've got it, by the way.
Sure.
Just because it's like it pares down the bullshit of learning about these guys. I don't give a fuck what Lee Christmas is doing
Yeah.
in his personal life.
Right.
I like that we center around the mission and the violence. It's not good, but it's not a bad way to kill 2 hours if you want to kill 2 hours.
Right. I will say I'll recommend it. I think it is the best of the Expendables movies. It doesn't go as hard as it should. There should be more just like these are all faceless people doing missions and shit. The problem is when you have like a team, I think eventually it's like, well, there's so many of these fellas. We
Yeah.
want to know something about them, or whatever, which is a bummer. But I think JCVD as the villain goes totally hard. I don't know how often he's played villains, so this is pretty rad to see him take this turn.
He should do that more.
Yeah, no, he's very good at it. I
Yeah.
mean, my biggest beef with this movie is just the amount of like, you remember the Terminator?
It's tough.
You remember Die Hard? You remember Rambo? Like, fucking shut up. I fucking
You know
remember.
what I just realized? Like, wasn't JCVD and Dolph Lundgren in Universal Soldier?
They
And
were.
There's
That's right.
not huge, there's not too many elbow.
Because there's no lines from that.
Yeah.
Really? I don't
You know what they
remember.
should do is in the third movie, bring back Liam Hemsworth, not Neeson, and make him an undead super soldier. Let's give a proper
Ooh,
nod
that would
to
be something.
Universal Soldier.
Like an eye patch or something.
Well, supposedly the line of Stallone saying like "rest in pieces," IMDb
Right.
trivia says
I saw that.
that
yeah.
this is a reference to Dolph. Of course, in previous episode, what did we wind up
It's-
calling it?
I came in peace, or I come in peace.
Yeah,
I Come
Dark
in Peace,
Angel is-
aka Dark
Dark
Angel.
Angel,
When
yes.
I was a kid and I saw that movie, it was always I Come in Peace.
yeah. And that's
Because
what I
of
think
the
we did
tit-
the episode on.
The amazing line that Dolph Lundgren has in that when he blows up the alien is, "But you go in pieces."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think Scott Adkins might be in that good the Universal Soldier that came out not too long
Oh,
ago. That was good. Day of
Fuck, maybe.
Reckoning.
I went through all those movies and sort of like this one, they kind of just, I can't tell you how many, I can't tell you much about that.
Most
it's like
of them are
asking me to
awful.
count the jelly beans in a jar.
It's like 5 or 6 of them. And like the first one's okay, and
The
then
first one is good. But once you get into those, there's 2 sequels. I don't know if it's 2 and 3 or 3 and 4 that are budget basement, like Showtime originals.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a
but-
problem.
They have Burt Reynolds and Gary Busey in them.
Hell yeah.
Those
Not bad.
Ooh.
awful sequels that are not as good as the original. but
Reynolds and Busey in the same movie at the same time? Are they sharing a scene?
I don't think so. no.
Fuck.
I think it's all like we filmed this like 7 months apart.
Reynolds and Busey together.
I can stop watching TV.
Yeah, that's pretty Universal Soldier you got there. That is going to do it for this episode on The Expendables 2, of course. If you want more We Hate Movies, check out patreon.com/We Hate Movies, where this month which I believe is June, we have a
Yep.
We Love Movies episode coming out on, you guessed it, Steve Spielberg's Jurassic Park.
Hell yeah.
Oh, man.
It's a big boy.
We got that going on. The Nexus continues, of course, as always. Who are we doing on the Gleep Glossary,
The
Eric?
Gleep Glossary, we are now, if you listen to our George R. Binks episode.
All-timer, IMO.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, that's Jar Jar Binks' father for some reason.
Yeah.
We talked about that guy for like 30 minutes or whatever. And we mentioned on that, Steve tried to do a gotcha moment of like, oh, look, Sir Droids. Like, oh, does that guy have a backstory? I'm like, yeah, his name is Davin Felth. And he's like, you just made that up. I'm like, no, I didn't.
So
We're going to do it.
We're doing Davin
Shoot.
Felth.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Beautiful.
The Look Sir Droids guy. And speaking of droids, of course, you better believe it, man. Obi-Pod Kenobi is in full swing. We are recapping all of the Disney Plus miniseries.
Yep, we're gonna have Melro 210s come back. We haven't picked our lifetime once in a lifetime movie yet.
No,
have we?
we
Have we?
did. We
Have we?
did.
Oh, there we
Chris
go.
let's do it.
Ooh.
Chris Cabin being bad at his job, not remembering. Anyway, we're doing a movie called Baby Naps.
Baby now.
Oh,
AKA,
Well, yeah.
what is the AKA on that?
That's the
Oh,
thing.
I
It
don't
has
remember.
4 names.
Yes, it does. You're right. It's a movie about like kidnapping a baby.
Yes.
And just to give us a reprieve from the Stalked by My Doctor series, which we will get back to. We've done 3 episodes on the Stalked by My Doctor series
That's
with
right.
Eric Roberts.
That's
Yes.
right.
This is
Indeed.
all this stuff, this beautiful content that is on Patreon, and you're gonna love it, folks. And you know, when you sign up, you unlock everything we've ever done.
Indeed.
Not just that month's offerings. You can go back and check out all the other stuff we've done.
Like, speaking of Eric Roberts, by the way, you can hear me lose my mind in real time as I watch a talking cat for the first time.
That's
Indeed.
right.
On our talking cat commentary.
There's the Harry Potter commentary, all the Twilight movies. We've got a lot of stuff there. Commando, we did a commentary on.
Speaking of
Indeed.
Arnold, that's
Yep.
right.
With Steve watching it for the first time. It was a lot of fun. We've done Predator as a
Yep.
commentary. There's a lot on there that you wouldn't think is on there, folks. Check it out.
Archive special stuff. You are never going to be exhausted.
No, we will never leave your side. That's how
That's
much
right.
content there is. And as always on the main feed here, the show will continue. And next week, we are talking about family-friendly film Cats and Dogs.
Ooh.
Which I've never seen. I remember being around the multiplex at the time that it came out. Looked like a real honking piece of shit.
Yeah.
I believe we have animals getting voiced by people.
We
I don't
do.
think
Yep.
it's a puppet situation. It might be bad.
No, it's bad
CG.
CGI.
CGI.
It's what it is, and it's going to be beautiful. We're going to hate it and each other by the end of it. So, yeah, get ready for that shit.
So all this and more next week as we're talking cats and dogs, folks. So until then, I'm Andrew Jupin.
Eric Siska.
Chris Cabin.
Take it easy.
That was a HeadGum podcast.